Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
No, too bad, thank you. I decided to come in a bit earlier to make sure that everything would be fine. So sorry about
That's fine. I like it when people are early. There's nothing worse than sitting here thinking, I wonder if they've forgotten, are they going to turn up?
that.
Because some people do. And some people think being 10 minutes late is fine. But
Oh, well, yeah.
then you're like, oh, are they going to turn up? How long shall I give them? So, where are you based?
In London.
Whereabouts in London?
South London. I'm very close to London Bridge, so.
Right. Oh, nice. I used to live in South London. I was born in Croydon and lived there for like 26 years.
Oh, okay.
I know South London. It's
Yeah.
grown. London's got huge. When I was a kid, the South London where we were was like the countryside. Now, like London is all the M25, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Expanded big time.
And it continued to expand. It goes like higher, to be honest. Because even
Yeah,
when I moved in here, um, 25 years ago in this area. I used to walk along the riverside and it was so quiet and empty. Now there's food, there's music, there is everything. It's so vibrant.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it's very multicultural, London, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. Where we are down in Devon and Cornwall, where it's not at all. It's still sort of very very white English. It's quite nice to come back to London and get the vibrancy. I come
yes,
up a couple of times a year normally to meet some old friends, and it's always nice to sort of return.
yeah, yeah. I do love, the you can get anything in London from anywhere in the world.
Oh yeah. There's lots of little multicultural bits, isn't there? And
Yes, yeah.
it's good. Cool. So, are you ready to start? You all right? You need to get yourself some water or anything like that.
I call myself actually. I think I left my cup of water. I poured my water and I left it. Realized I have my coffee, but not the water. So that's right.
Good to have some.
Yeah, my water.
Always good for grounding, isn't it? A good drink of water.
Yes.
I'm on a New Year's thing where I'm going to the gym and I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. It's like it's hard work. It's a lot of water.
I know when the body's not used to, is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's good though. Feeling fitter for the new year. So, and
That's
we're now in the fire horse energy, if you believe in that sort of thing. So we've come out of the
yes,
snake and into the fire. So
that's right. I do, and I felt like I've shedded so much in 2025, and I think that was the main reason for having this meeting is that I'm going through a big transitioning, and I think it's been happening for a while, but I think I'm taking it more and more serious and going more depth into it,
yeah,
and finding that way, that right way that works for me. And I think that's the main thing here because I found many coaches, many people that are doing things, but somehow I find there's certain parts that lose a bit of me. And I think to myself, this is going a little bit more than what I really
yeah,
wanted. So I sort of pull myself back and try to readjust myself.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because we all know what we need, don't we? And you have to be careful because there is so much information out there, and it can get a little bit, or you go down a rabbit hole and you get lost.
Yes, yes. And one of the big things for me that I find in trying to find a balance is I think when people get into, at the moment, spirituality and development, it has become such a niche and such a coaching business strategy type. And and then I find like people they get the knowledge and then they lose themselves back down the rabbit hole in trying to make it so hard and trying to create so much. And you think to yourself, okay, now I see. And I think to myself, these are the dangers that hopefully I want to be able to see, not sort of judge, but just see and think to myself, okay, so how can catch myself if I was to be getting to that rabbit hole where I can still maintain me and still maintain everything that I stand for?
Yeah, makes sense. Because you said when your thing, you said, or did you say, you said, I am a shaman through one, and you've got, I dream with a dragon that reminded me to dance and dance with me. I love that. Dancing with dragons happens all the time in my dragon shamanism course. We go on journeys together. Everyone says that there's a level of joy when they connect with the dragon guides, and they often all come back and go, wow, I was dancing and flying, and I love that side of it.
Yeah, and that happened during the COVID time, actually. I started a business with my husband, and then COVID came and the business sort of went down. And I think we worked so hard in building the business that you sort of lose, you identify yourself with it. And once you start to lose that, it's almost you feel, so what about me now? But you've forgotten that there was a you before the
Yeah,
business. You know, we were going almost through divorce stages. We lost quite a few family through the COVID time. So there was so much loss. There was so much stuff happening. There was I just sort of had to, I think I must have spent about a month or 2 months just lying on a sofa quiet. And obviously it was good because it was a time of quietness
yeah,
and where you couldn't go out that much. But I did feel so isolated, so low. There was no way else for me to escape but to go in. And through going in, I think there was time when it became quite desperate, and I was one night I was crying so much, and then I had that dream. I don't know where the dragon appeared for because I think to myself, I wasn't even reading books about dragons. I wasn't even doing it. Was so where did this? And then it came out and it said to me, "You've forgotten how to dance with life, and that was your main purpose here is to remember how to dance." And
mm,
I danced, and I woke up, and I felt like a different person. It was like the problems were still there, but I was feeling different.
mm. You
So
had a
when I
different
think that sort of
perspective, didn't you? Yeah. You can see it when they come in, they make you realize there's all of this stuff that happens in our lives. It's noise, really.
this is exactly, but then what is really hard is when you can't put that out there to people because people will think like, no, that is just your problems creating all this stuff and create. So and then people start viewing you, and then you're trying to find that balance of, I know there's a mystical life. I grew up in Venezuela. I grew up with those kind of things. It wasn't necessarily about dragons. I mean, dragons has always been history for figures. And when I started to look into it, I sort of connected with Quetzalcoatl and I started to read about it. And, lots of information I gathered. But then, my mystical experiences have been getting like stronger and stronger. So I wanted to travel this year. Even through all I was going, I ended up going Egypt.
Yeah.
And I went to Morocco after Togadia. But when I went to Egypt, I had blowing mind experience.
Mm,
And when I was at the pyramid, the energy, I felt like I was in a 3D um, game planet type of stuff. It just felt so surreal. And I remember when I was going through the thing in the camel, there was a part that I passed through, and I felt to myself, I should have told him to stop. Because when I was passing through, I felt like my whole body was going through some sort of nervous system recalibration, and I don't know why. I felt like my mouth was moving by itself, my cheek, and I was thinking, like, wow, what was this energy?
wow.
And it felt so thingy. But then when I went back to the hotel and I got up on one morning to do a meditation, I got up and I told myself something just woke me up. And, I just wanted to go out and meditate, looking at the sky. And while I was meditating, there was this big, beautiful star, the end of the moon, and I was meditating. And I sat on there, feel so nice and calm. And then I told myself, I'm tired now. I went back to bed. When I went back to bed, I had this dream, and my whole body was like shaking, and it was this woman, and she had like her scarf, her face was a bit hiding. All I could see was her main thing was her eyes, and she says to me, "Just look into my eyes and don't be scared. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine." And I said, "I'm not scared," and I did that, and then my whole body again was like, and I thought, and I got up, and I was like, "Wow, what was that?" And when I looked into it, the more kind of looked into it, the more sort of identify with Isis, goddess Isis.
Mm,
And realizing certain patterns and realizing that there's been certain things that has been through my life constantly. And I feel like, oh, that was there. And it's only now when that experience happened that I look back and realize, oh, that was there before. that happened long time ago, and look, it's connecting to this. So it's sort of like bringing sort of connections of certain pieces. And I try not to become too rude, even though I always think to myself, I am already like that. I can't help it, but obviously I have to be mindful because of my children. My partner, he is quite weird, but he's a bit still kind of tries to keep that firm. Most of my friends are not, so I try to keep that sort of in a way that you know that is thingy. So yeah, so I started to write a book, and I think through one of the experience, I was getting up in the middle of the night, and I don't like writing, and especially English, where English is my second language. But I was writing, I was waking up, and I'm writing and writing, and I thought to myself, okay. And so, through my experience and certain things that I've written, I sort of written this book with the help of AI
Mhm.
recently. And I had to leave my jobs. I had bad experiences at workplaces. Last year there was so much happening from one job to another. So, and then suddenly there was lots of changes. But I've gone sort of part-time, so sort of doing like nanny jobs, and I'm doing little bits here and there, so trying to build, because I know there's something that I'm supposed to be building, and I'm sort of trying to find my head about it. So I've written the book, but I'm trying to find a way to make consistency through it, to ensure that it's because I've never done anything like it before. And I'm also creating something that is almost like is an observer shadow creator. How can we become our own observer, our own create, our own observer, looking at our shadows, those hidden part of our own self, and then is starting to create from the observer point of view, not from the reactive.
Yeah, beautiful. And your book, have you published it or?
No, I know this is why this is why I wanted to, because and this is sort of joining your book sort of club, and I'm joining different ones on Facebook, trying to find some guidance on how do I put that out there? How do I you know I don't know. I put in the book, but I thinking to myself, I just need to listen to the whole thing to make sure that it's sort of um it's readable as well, where English is not my first language. I'm trying to make sure that the things are sort of in order.
Yeah. Well, if you want people to proofread it, the Dragon Authors group that I've got, lots of people are in there, and they like reading books, and they'll help proofread it. But you can also, what you can do, because you've got AI, you can give it to AI and say, "Can you please read through this book? Tell me, does it make sense? Has it got consistency?" Ask it, questions,
I
and
have done that,
yeah,
and I think sometimes it comes back and it will change certain things for me, but that kind of loses a bit my authenticity. So,
yeah,
and I think it has helped me so much because I couldn't have put it together without AI. But every now and again, I have to go back through it and think to myself, no, 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 okay, I need to put this. I think you're losing it, and I've already realized, and this is why, because I love using AI. AI has helped me so much. But when people has the fear about AI, for me, it's like AI can never, ever replace humans. It can enhance us, to me, like my intelligence. It kind of thinks stuff for me. But when I look at some of the things that it give me back, I seem to have to a lot of time. Okay, it's losing personality, so I
yeah.
have to kind of bring it back to that.
Yeah. I mean, there's another course that I created recently where I was on a course, cost me $1,000 with Tony Robbins, and they teach you to train your AI. So you give it your essence, you give it your business essence, and you give it your voice, and then whenever it replies to you, it sounds more like the way you speak, and it uses the words that you would use, because often it'll go off into American English and it'll be a bit strange. So I'm quite happy to give you those courses. Afterwards, I'll send you them. They're useful. But yeah, self-publishing. If what you have to do with self-publishing is read it yourself.
Hmm.
Are are you happy with it? Forget about what you're worrying about, what anyone else out there might think about it. As long as you're happy with it, then that's the important bit. And then put it out into the world. Get it on Amazon and share it.
Yeah, I think that's what but I know sometimes is that, intellect side of people, like you want them to get something out of it, to
Yeah.
to understand like the goodness of it.
People, the right people will be called to read your book. That's what I understand.
Yeah.
A lot of authors I notice that they almost want to be perfectionists and they want people to read the book. But the fact that because books aren't from us, books are from the source. That's why I understand it. And I've met people that have started to write a book and gave up on it, and then somebody else ends up writing the book that they were writing because source gives you it. I mean, I've written lots of books on dragons because the dragons come in and say share us, and it's not my book. I'm just the person typing it because the dragon energy can't type.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So a lot. So yeah. Anyway, that's for something afterwards. I can show you those courses, and then if you need any help, that the group's very good, and there's a lot of people who are in the same position. They had a book and they had it for years, and didn't know how to publish it. And once you've published it, something happens because once you get past that point, you've written it, it's in the world, and you see it on Amazon, and you people see people buy it. Then the universe goes, right, that person is listening to us, and then more come in, and you can meditate and go, is there a book that needs to be written? What's the subject? And it will come in, and it's beautiful.
Yes, and I'm so loving that you say that because I think those are one of the things that AI cannot sort of explain clearly because it's sort of like it's helping me create like a program where I can support people
Yeah,
in training because I say to them obviously I want to financially be able to be in a position where I'm more free to support my parents, do all the things that I have to do with my children. So and while I'm going through it, I was into it, but if I feel that I have to have that book out before I can start the courses. But it's feeling like feeling like you have to have the book to do the course. It's like you put in, and I'm not holding myself to the book, but it's just that I feel that that is the message that I want in the training. So once that in me, so when you say that, like the book, it's just downloaded through us, then we just pass the message, and I feel like that's exactly what I feel. And I feel like we're becoming into a society where now more of us have to be able to be in that energy to channel. Because I think to myself, can you imagine if we were all channeling energy, we will all be so much more in align with
yeah,
what evolution should be. We will be constantly be downloading like the right type of messages, energy. And I think, it needs to be put more out there because these are things that have been for years, but for some reason, I think is such an individual message at the same time that it has to land in each one for them to evolve to get to that.
yeah. Yeah, and one of my teachers has been saying that this next 10 years is going to be where the schools of mastery start appearing, i.e., people that have embodied it themselves start sharing it to the world. And the more there are, there's going to be tens of thousands, and people will be going, well, there's so much mastery out there, but they'll tap into the one that they prefer. So some people will connect with me, but others will connect with any of the others or yourself. And like when I first started going into the dragons, they came and said, "There's many people out there talking about dragons, but it's all individuals, and we need you as a group to get together and have that power." And so I started 4 years ago the yearly conference, and there's now 80 people throughout the world, authors and dragon experts that come and talk on my talks and all the rest of it. And we're at the moment we're creating a book called the Dragon Codex, where we're going to pull all of the individual dragon types together, so people can open it up and go, I like water dragons, I like rainbow dragons, I want crystal dragons, and they can go, oh, the expert is so and so on that, and then they can go and connect with them. And it's becoming more collaboration rather than I'm on my own. You're talking about dragons, but you're my competition. It's not. No, we help each other.
That's exactly, yeah. And I think that's the beauty. And when I was listening to one of your videos, when you were speaking to a lady who downloaded the tarot cards with the dragons,
Yeah,
that she had to paint it, and a lot of her experience that she was talking, some of her experience was similar, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, that is so. And I think this is the beauty because then when you have those experience and you hear of other people, which you're not on your own, this
yeah,
is just not crazy. And because when you try to explain that to other people who haven't got a clue or have never had it, they just seem like, no, something is not right.
They have a blank look on their faces and they're imagining locking you up in a white suit, aren't they? But that's the nice thing about talking to people that are already on the path and have already gone through lots of the processes, is that they can hold you and see that you're at the beginning or you're at this certain stage, and
Mm,
everyone's willing you to create your course, create your book, create your cards, and all the rest of it. That's beautiful, and then you need that. You need that support group, so you feel that you can go out into the world and seem a bit woo woo to people that aren't into it. But what happens after a while is that people coming and they're like, I'm not interested in woo woo, and they leave you alone. And then the people that are slightly interested will come and start to investigate. And that's what you want. You have to almost be brave enough to be to those people woo woo, so they don't waste your time, because they will. And then
mm,
you talk to the people that are already slightly awake. And I
yeah.
get from my guides, the time has gone to wake people up. The people that are waking up or in that early stage, it's time to support them, not worry about
Mm,
trying to force people that are fully asleep. They will stay asleep, and that's what their soul wants. And then there's the ones
mm,
that want to wake up, and that's what our information is for. That's what the masterclasses, the books, and all the rest of it for. And there's room for many, 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 many more people to be teaching. And some of us think, oh, it's crowded. It's not. It's really early days. So yeah.
mm. Yeah, because I did thought about that, thinking to myself when I see so many people coming out there, and I thinking to myself, oh, it seems crowded. I don't think I want to do it that style. I don't think I want to. So I was with this coaching group and I became friends with the lady, lovely group. But then it became about like, how much money you can make in these 2 months by putting it this way. And then after that, you have to make it like, then you need this. And then you're gonna need this. And then when it started to become something like that, I thought to myself, okay, this is a bit hampering my values now. I don't want to have people tangled to myself.
Yeah,
Um,
it's they're going down the forcing it route, which is the old way, and the new way is you're just putting it out there, and you're doing it without an ego, and whoever comes in comes in. You're not chasing people down. If people are interested and say they're interested, you invite them for a chat, and you don't have an agenda. I've been on those courses where you have this full of script and this full of agenda, and you have to make them go yes, 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 and then they sign for something they didn't want. I don't do that. I just say this is what it's about. If it calls you, this is what it's about here. This is the price. If we're right, if I feel that you're right for me and you feel that I'm right for you, then let's move forward.
yeah, then it is the connection. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think for me, that is what I'm seeing. And I think it's not because it's wrong, right? I just feel like once you start becoming into that, you lose yourself in another loop and you
yeah,
almost forgetting the value that you started with. And then you became attached to this creating something completely different. And it's almost like you have to start back again. And I'm
yeah.
just thinking to myself, how do I, because I see the people with a good intention and I see them, they have the right certain knowledge, but then they get caught up into this, you know, visual physicality of just this world that we live in. And I'm at a stage where I am multidimensional, and I don't just want to be doing just for the one part. It got to be multiple ways of
Yeah.
developing.
You know that, and the important thing is you have to just keep catching yourself each time, don't you? And the easiest way is each day is just to check in and say, okay, today this is what I'm thinking. This is what some people have told me, but is this aligned with what I'm doing today? And I get that where they say, right, once you get an email address, you need to hit them every day, 2, 3 times a day. I'm like, that's not my that's not right for me. For me, it's I'll connect with people when my energy is right and it feels right, and I'll share it in that way. And but I get that from people. I sign up for their email thing, and then I get emails a day every day for weeks. And after about 3 days, I just unsubscribe. That they lose me. But the ones that
This,
send it once a week and it's a nice gentle one, and that's the ones I'll listen to.
yeah, I think for me, definitely, I think that is, Because where I grew up with spirituality, my mother was a medium at the time. She used to channel, but they didn't understood it that well, so it was very over messy sort of energy sometimes. And I grew up with those kind of things, and I grew up with healers around me and things like that. I'm from Venezuela,
Yeah.
so I have this native culture in me, and so I knew how they had a certain understanding, but now the understanding is completely different to how it was then. But then I think, that primordial thing should be constantly about evolving, not just in the physical planet that we are in. It's nice to evolve here so then we can help more people evolve and to obviously be more financially abundant, but how we go about it in a way where we're not compromising the message that we want to spread.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Well, I tapped into sort of your energy, and I tapped into the healer dragons that I'm working with a lot. And so I've got the two big books now. There's like 201 of them, and I always ask like a couple of them to come in, and I've got two that have come in, and we've got a little journey that I'd like to take you on. It's more of a meditation than a fully shamanic journey,
Mm-hmm.
and they've sort of given me some things to say to you to sort of go deeper into your essence and into your soul, and hopefully sort of wake up something. So it's not so much that I channel anything. Sometimes I get messages, and if I'm allowed to share it, I share it. But I'm not what I would call a channel for other people. I'm a good channel for the dragons and writing, but not the best. So I'm not going to say I'm going to go, your purpose is this and this is what you should do. But there's two beautiful dragons that have come in, and they basically want me to sort of share that with you. So the two that have come in, so if you wanted to research them afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy to send you the PDF of them.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, just write that down if I send you the PDF of the two, because they're beautiful souls, and they just want to be shared with the world. So they're all the books.
Close this door. Sienna, can you close the kitchen door?
Yeah. Bit of orange juice. So the two dragons that have come in, the first one's called Celestia, and she's about balancing your chakras, which is beautiful to be aligned. She connects you to your higher self, and she basically heals anything that's around the heart. She calls it heartbreak, but it's not necessarily always heartbreak. Sometimes it's just uncertainty and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the other ones called Soltraxis, and that one's about rejuvenating life force energy or enhancing what you've already got. It's healing any sort of burnout or any sort of block. So if there's something stopping you creating the book, it's sort of healing that. And there's also about promoting joyful expression, which I thought was a beautiful one because that sort of came in with your dancing with the dragon. So those two came in and said they wanted to hold space for you. And then we've got a little journey. I'm not sure. It depends. It might take us 20 minutes. It might take half an hour. I feel them sort of going hold, and they'll do some work with you. So yeah. So all I say to people is just be relaxed, be open to receiving. Try to turn the overthinking brain off because it always wants to try and find a pattern and all the rest of it, and tell it to just be over there in the corner for a while. It can come back afterwards and it can figure out what went on. All this is being recorded, so I'll send you the recording. So if there's bits where you tune out because it can happen sometimes, then you can replay it and go, well, that's what was going on then, and the energy is saved within the recording. So if you need to do it again tomorrow, a week, a year's time, whatever, it'll be there. I'll put it on YouTube. It'll be unlisted, so the only person that knows it will be you, and you'll have the link, and you can share it with whoever you desire.
Sure.
And I won't be sharing it with anyone else. It's yours. Uh, and if you don't want it to be on YouTube, I can give you the Dropbox link and you can download it to your own device. It's up to you.
YouTube is fine.
Yeah, it's easier on YouTube and it's easier
Yeah.
to find. And nothing worse, you stick it on your computer and you think, oh, where did I put it? What folder was that? And what did I call it? It's painful. So I've got this beautiful little script here. So the first thing is just take a few breaths and just really get yourself comfortable. Take whatever breaths you need, deep or shallow, whatever works for you, just to bring yourself present. Just watching the breath just helps you bring yourself fully in this moment. Beautiful. Yeah, just relax yourself. Just relax your shoulders. You can put your hands on your chest, your belly, wherever's comfortable for you. It's up to you. And if at any point it feels like too tense, or you need to just open your eyes or stand up, do whatever you need to do. It's not going to be particularly intense. It's just a gentle one. Take a few more breaths. I want you to imagine each breath in is like brushing the inside of your body. It's almost cleaning it, and every breath out is removing anything that's like blocking anything. And you can almost imagine that it's like a wind blowing through a sacred temple, like clearing any of the dust, any of the debris out. You just sense the space around you. I want you to imagine that there's a soft aura starts to surround you. It fully protects you. It's a safe space. It's keeping the noise of London out from you, all that energy of London away, so you're within your own energy. And if you believe in the goddess or gods, just call some of those in. Feel yourself fully connected to this earth, to this time, this space. If you've got any compassionate allies of spirit, ask them to come in and surround you. Just want to make this a nice, beautiful, safe space. You can say to yourself in your mind, only that which serves my highest good may enter this space. And I'm doing that for myself too. Beautiful. Okay, we have a nice, safe space. It's good. Okay, using your third eye and your inner vision, you might see a soft light slightly above you, almost like a star came close to you. It's more of a glow than a glare. And very, very gently from that glow, a gorgeous dragon appears. She feels like a very calm and intelligent presence, and this is Celestra. Her beautiful skills that she brings are balancing your chakras, connecting you to your higher self, and healing anything around the heart, anything that's stopping it being fully open, fully recognized. You might notice her, maybe you see her color, maybe you sense her rather than see her. Maybe there's a texture, maybe there's a temperature to the air that's changing, or a feeling in your body. Whatever it is, you'll see her in the way that you need to. No need to force it, just sense it. You can say in your mind, Celestera, I welcome you. Help me remember my higher self and the truth of my purpose. Beautiful. Celestra moves close to you, not touching you, but simply hovering around you. Maybe you can feel her energy. Maybe you can feel her breath. She puts her energy around your crown. And a gentle spiral of light at the top of your head starts to appear. Nothing dramatic, just orderly. Just opening your crown to any guidance from above. Just opening it gently. Beautiful. Then she moves to your third eye. You can almost feel her presence between your eyebrows. She says, I'm opening what is true for you now. We're removing any pretense. And she moves down gently to your throat chakra. And she opens what feels like a small door, unlatching a small door. Opening so you can speak your truth. You can sing your truth. You can share your truth. You can transmit your truth. She stays here a moment longer, gently opening that for you. Beautiful. And she moves down to your heart. She blows nice, gently warm air into your chest and into your heart. She says she's opening love for yourself and love for others, unconditional love. She blows a few more times, beautiful warmth into your heart. Beautiful. Then moves down to your solar plexus. You can almost feel like a steady ember of confidence, a little flame that she's slowly making larger for you. She says this is for you to choose what is yours without needing any permission from anything or anyone else. You almost feel this ember growing with confidence. Take yourself there when it's time to choose for yourself. She then moves down to the sacral chakra, the lower belly, the creative cauldron. She's empowering this area so that you can move in the way that you need to move. Maybe it's through art, maybe it's through dance, maybe through teaching, maybe it's through creation. But this is your belly of creative cauldron. Come here when you need to design, to heal, to dance, to teach, to create. She then moves gently down to your root chakra. She says, I am strengthening your connection to this earth, to this time and this moment and this now. And she pauses, sends energy to each of your chakras from your crown to your root. She says, feel grounded now. And she says, ask yourself, ask the universe, what is my next grounded step? Not my whole life plan, just that next grounded step. She blows light again from the crown to the root. She says, let my light organize your thoughts. She says, let emotions rise. Let them flow. And she says once more, what is your next grounded step? Not the whole plan, just the next step. And she says, remember the dream. Remember to dance. Dance with life. Dance with joy. Use joy to spread your message. Use joy to find your direction. Use joy to find the next step. She then places a luminous thread in one of your hands and wraps it round like a ribbon. She says this ribbon carries one sentence, the essence of your purpose for this current phase of your life. Maybe that is to bring people back to their joy in their bodies. Maybe it's to guide other people through change with courage. Maybe it's to heal. Maybe it's to remind. Maybe it's to create a safe space for spirit to speak to them. Whatever it is, that purpose is for this moment, for this next step. This thread around your hand will remind you of that. And that thread goes off into your fuller purpose. When ready, just pull the cord and follow that thread to that next step. She gently steps back. And then from behind you, a new presence approaches. It feels playful but powerful. Feels like sunshine. And Saltraxis Dragon joins you, bringing in the skills of rejuvenating the life force, healing anything that's burnt out, anything that needs to be brought back into life, and promoting joyful expression. You can say to her, welcome, Saltraxis. Teach me the medicine of movement. Restore any of my life force that needs enhancing. Show me how to walk my purpose with joy. So Atraxis says to you, choose an inner dance. Imagine a drum beat, not too loud but steady. Just imagine that inner dance dancing to this drum beat. This is on the inhale of your breath, receive. On the exhale, release. Let your inner body sway to this beat. Anything that's stuck begins to loosen. On the exhale, you release it. On the inhale, you receive new energy. A gentle beat of the drum in and out of the breath. A sway, a shake, a soft spiral movement of your spine. She says, this isn't prayer, this is motion. Your body is in motion, your body knows how to move. Your body knows the path. She says, remember your shamanic self. Remember the path. Call in the power of your ancestors. On the inhale, receive. On the exhale, release. Whatever is stuck is being loosened. Sway to the beat. Dance internally for now. Beautiful. You may almost feel that swaying movement moving from your root chakra gently up through each chakra, all the way to the crown, connecting you to the above and the below, as above as below as above. And she says to you, what is one way you can live your purpose this week? Just this week. One action, one concept. Maybe it's just dancing on your own for 5 minutes. Maybe it's offering something to someone else. Maybe it's posting something of importance. Maybe it's remembering a practice you forgot. Maybe it's remembering a journey you once took. Maybe it's receiving insights and wisdom from your ancestors. Maybe it's speaking the truth to just one person. Maybe it's giving up what drains you. Maybe it's doing more of what lightens you up. Just the one this week. How can you live your purpose this week? Because our purpose is just one step, followed by another step, followed by another step. We confuse ourselves thinking we need a long journey when every time it's just the next step. Celestra now comes back and stands next to you. And the drum beat gets slightly louder, a bit more joyous. Between the two of them, they say to you, do these things. Stop one thing. Start one thing. Continue one thing. Stop one thing. Start one thing. Continue one thing. The dragons both start blowing beautiful golden light around your whole system, sealing in the alignment of your chakras, sealing in the understanding of stopping, starting, continuing, taking the one step on the path, remembering every one step is on the path to your purpose. They ask you to say, I accept my path.
I accept my path.
I accept my joy.
My joy.
I accept my next step.
I accept my next step.
Beautiful. Celestra and Saltrix say thank you to you for being open to their wisdom. And they slowly step back and disappear into the ether. The energy ball around you will stay for a day, sealing in their wisdom, their understanding. Maybe it keeps echoing their words to you to remind you, just take the next step. Beautiful. And then I'll come back gently from that moment fully into our bodies. Taking a few deep breaths. And wiggling the toes and the legs into the torso, into a big stretch if you want one. Welcome back. And they always say to me, if you feel like journaling, journal what came through for you. What is the next step? Maybe you'll understand where the step and the step afterwards is, but don't think too much about the end of the journey.
Trust any step.
Yeah,
These are
it's
the
true.
word.
It's a powerful one.
Trust in each step.
It's true, isn't it? When you're walking anywhere, you've got an idea that you're going to get 3 miles down the road, but every step is important, because if you think only about where you're going, you trip over the log, you fall in the river. I've done it myself, where you're so busy looking at, look, I have you, and then like fall over the tree root.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And then sometimes you just so focused and you missed out in little things as well
Yeah,
that you know and sometimes we forget how important in those little things that
yeah,
sometimes are in the way that they just guidance, but because we're so focused we
yeah.
forget to collect those little.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's, as they say, the it's the journey that's the important bit. The destination is that's where you're going to get to, but the journey is just as important, because on the way you pick up all that wisdom, don't you? Getting there.
Yeah, and I think now when I'm thinking about my book, that's what it is. It's a journey, and each experiences, each journey I had, I wrote in about how I reacted, then how I responded, and how I picked up. And so even though a lot of them were hardship, I think hardship is just the way that we communicate in this dimension, but they're all lessons, really.
Yeah,
They were all lessons, and I couldn't see them as that at the time. But now, when I reflect back, they were all being lessons, and perhaps had I been in a more observer state at that time, I would have been able to.
yeah. Take the lesson more. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing, isn't it? Is once you get to a certain point and you look back, you realise that they were all lessons, and then when you're going forward, you think, okay, so I'm going through what I'm considering a hard time, but what's the lesson in it? There's always a lesson in it somewhere, even when it's a harsh lesson. Sometimes some of them are very harsh, and those are like dark nights of the soul and all the rest of it. But if you had a nice, smooth, easy life, would you do much? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that have had the toughness, as they say. If you go sailing and it's a smooth sea, it doesn't make you a sailor.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rough seas that turn you into a sailor, and it's the same in life, isn't it? The
That's
rough
exactly.
seas turn you into it takes your soul and it chips away all the bits, and you become truly yourself.
Yeah, and the thing is that those that haven't had none of those, we all have had hardship, and I think it's those who think they haven't had it. You think to yourself, as soon as it comes, you will trip over and you won't even know
Yeah,
how to, So, and it's understanding that all of that is just really building that soul strength, and
yeah,
as we build what we leave behind for the next generation, that's how we elevate the universe
yeah.
in a constant.
Yeah, because
um
they stand on our shoulders.
mhm,
They learn from, we if we have all these experiences and we don't share it, then no one people just repeat history, don't they? But if we say to you, stand on my shoulders, understand all the pain I've been through, and then
Mhm.
go off you go. And that's why I think it's important that people do share their wisdom, even if they think, oh, should I really share this? I think that the harsher your journey, and the fact that you share it and you show you've come out the other side, and you see that you've gained wisdom, people can go, wow, I'm going through that now, and okay, maybe
Mhm.
that's going to stop me doing something silly and all the rest of it. It's beautiful when people share their toughness, their journey, and you see
Mhm.
how strong their soul is. And if you're in the middle of it and you think, right, I have to keep moving, I have to keep moving towards the light. I might be stuck by this to keep going, keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to share any of your book, and I'd love to read it and give you any feedback as well. I love doing that.
That would be really, yeah, yeah. I think yes. Yeah, I will do that. I will
Okay, cool. Well, I'll send you the PDFs of the dragon book so you can have a read through those and connect with those and catch up with these two dragons. I'll give you their numbers so you can find them.
yes.
Um,
And it's funny because as you put in the said, like before when I thought about dragon, the first name that came was with said. I can't remember what the name was said, but I think because I was looking at some of yours and I think it was Seraphine. I was saying it was a Seraphine is something with said. It's with not necessarily with a said, but the that sound that's
yeah,
sort of and the two that you're giving me has that sound sort of.
yeah. We all get called to different ones, and that's why they came in. I mean, there's 500 of them waiting to be shared with the world. I'm like, oh, blimey. So I've done 201. I've got another 300 to go. But yeah, they come in, and each one will be more connected to different people. And all I do
Yes.
is whenever people come in, I sit with their name, I sit with what they've said, their intention, and I invite a couple in, and I just get like a. They've all got a number, so sometimes they'll just I'll give them a number, or they'll give me the name, or sometimes they pop into the presence. I'm like, oh, which one? Oh, which one are you? And I have to open the book and go, oh yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
uh, that's beautiful. Cool. Well, yeah, I'd love to read your book. This video, I'll get it loaded up and send it across to you. It's there. Do join the group. On the author
Yeah, I
group.
do try to, when I come to sort of join in. I think I've done a few times. I have, but most of the time I try to look into YouTube and see some of the videos that
Yeah,
have been uploaded and there because sometimes I think, where I work quite late, I start work late and I finish quite late. I finish work around 7:30. By the time I come home, it's 8 o'clock.
yeah, yeah. Bit
So
tired.
yeah, so it's quite so.
Yeah,
And it's that's the hours that might change. And then during the morning, I try to do more sort of like trying to calibrate into what sort of I'm organizing for myself. That's what I'm.
yeah. Well, if you get completely stuck, I'm happy to get on a call with you. And sometimes it's easier if somebody sort of says, right, we can share the screen. You can open up your Amazon KDP to self-publish, and I can just go, right, type this, type this, type this, press that, do this, do that, load that, get that there. It's done, and you'll be like, oh right, okay. And it you can probably do it in half an hour. It's like anything, because I do it all the time. It's easy, but sometimes watching what someone else is doing, you're like, what button did they press? Where did their cursor go?
I know,
Yeah,
yeah, this is it, and I was just thinking as you were saying that, I always kind of put myself when I started this new job and they gave me the address, and for, I don't know, a month, every time I travel to that address, the first month, I keep getting it wrong. If I end up walking the wrong street that I thought it looked like, I think to myself, where is this taking me now? And it's almost like it's taking me more now. And when I look back into myself, how did I make so much mistake? you know, and it's now that I know where it is, it's so easy. But at the
yeah,
beginning, oh my day, every day, because I just had the wrong look at one house, and I thought to myself, yes, it was this. Then I realized, no, it looks like it, but it's not.
that's what we do though. We learn from our mistakes.
Yes,
When you're younger, you think mistakes are bad, but the quicker you can make the mistakes, the quicker you can then correct yourself and move on. And
that's right.
we have to celebrate the mistakes and go, okay, I learned. I don't do that. I don't do that again, and now I'll do this.
Yes, yes, that's right. That's right.
Beautiful. Well, it's been beautiful talking to you, and
Thank you so
we
much.
will keep connecting, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely. I will. Then I will have a look at the PDF and I will continue to look at the YouTube. And when I can join in, I will definitely. It's normally on the Sundays, isn't it?
Yeah, we have. What I do is I have the Dragon Talks, which is on the first Sunday. So we've got one on the 1st of March, and
Hmm.
then I've got Dragon Shamanism, which is the last Thursday of every month, and
Okay.
then there's the Dragon Thunder Summit, which is a once yearly thing.
Okay.
And then obviously there's YouTube and there's all the social media. We've got the Facebook group, the Dragon Thunder group, and I've got the private group that's on Kajabi, so people can talk in there without Facebook saying, "Oh, you can't say that." So I've got a separate group
Oh,
as well.
okay. Which one is that? In what?
I'll send you all the links in the
Okay.
yeah
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank
yeah.
you so much for everything. Another time is here. Thank you so much. I really humbly appreciate of that. And I will
Fabulous.
send the book. Thank you.
Yeah, mine. There you go. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Cheers.
Yeah.